Welcome to another edition of Campus Reports. Today we'll be looking at a few creative ways to help students keep more money in their pockets.
First, Aaron Links explores the ups and downs of owning a cell phone and possible old-school solutions.
And Amber James explains how students can keep themselves out of the red when dealing with credit card debt.
Also, Shantae Coleman investigates a different option for a good-paying job on campus.
And last but not least, Blaze Aldrich discovers a new way to have fun in the Duke City. Hi, I'm Cody Thomason.
And I'm Sonia Rivera. All this coming up now on Campus Reports.
Local coverage. Student perspectives. At the University of New Mexico, from the KNME studios, this is Campus Report.
Cell phones can be so expensive. Reporter Aaron Links brings us an in-depth look at the world of cell phones and another possible option if you want to stay in touch with your friends and your wallet.
Almost all of us have a cell phone. With so many options available now, it can be hard to determine what's best for you, even though you may be convinced that you have to have one. According to J.D. Power & Associates, T-Mobile ranks as the #1 cell phone service provider, followed by Verizon. Alltel and Singular tied for third, followed by Sprint and Nextel for last place. In the western United States, which includes New Mexico, T-Mobile was ranked first again for wireless calling quality. Singular was last. What did a local Singular store in Albuquerque have to say? Ramon Aguirre has worked for Singular for several years now.
When you hit, like the mountains and all like that, we have a lot of trouble and stuff. But we are building towers. We build more towers than anybody else. We're investing just in New Mexico about $25 million.
What about their advertising then? The one that says more bars and more places?
Everybody is going to do a promotion, of course, to get customers.
Promotions? You mean like the Moto Crazer and the less popular brother of the Moto Crazer, the old, out of date now, the Motorola Razr phone. If we're judging things strictly based on price, who has the least expensive plan? Well, for 300 minutes, T-Mobile will charge you $29.99 a month. Comparing that with Singular, their least expensive plan, well, it's for 450 minutes a month, and they charge you $39.99.
Of course, the more competition there is, it's a big market. Right. I don't think there is a company that's going to be a monopoly, but whoever can satisfy a customer and what they want and their needs, that's who's going to win. And right now, we're #1.
Located on Manal and Cardenas is Contact Wireless, a wireless company with a different sort of thought on the market, whose president, John Wood, states what he thinks about the current cell phone market.
The reason we all believe that we have to be in touch all the time, everywhere with a cell phone, is because behind car dealers or behind automobile advertising, cell phone companies and cell phone advertising is the second largest advertising dollar spent in the United States.
Contact Wireless makes almost all of their business from selling pagers and the service that goes with them. I didn't even know pagers were used anymore. One of their employees, Stephen Ward, explains how pagers have come to be a great advantage to him.
When you do it. My cell phone plan, since I've been selling these pagers, is down to $15 a month. Because either I'm A, here at work, or B, I read the text and decide to contact later. It's proven over the test.
But how can pagers hope to compete with cell phones? I mean, we are in 2007, and after all, Apple has just announced they're pairing with Singular, bringing out the brand new iPhone, which combines the iPod with their brand new cell phone interface, an entirely new touchscreen. What do pagers have versus these brand new cell phones?
The one thing that pagers have that cell phones still don't have, and probably never will because of some technical issues with their switches and other things, is the ability to send a message out to a large group of people very quickly.
Usually what the pager does is be able to help a student be able to get a lower cell phone plan instead of needing to spend like $59.95 for they can bump it down to a lower rate.
So I guess there are lower cost options out there, but if you want the new iPhone, you better stick with Singular. This is Aaron Links reporting.
Amber James recently sat down with the Vice President of the New Mexico Educators Federal Credit Union, Charla Reinhart, to discuss avoiding credit card debt.
Thank you very much, Charla, for joining us today. My first question is, what are trends that you see with students getting into debt because of credit cards?
Well, more and more students are applying for credit cards than ever have in the past. About 83% of undergraduates today have at least one and sometimes 2 and 3 credit cards.
There's a lot of students that have fear in getting credit cards, and obviously when you get older, you're going to need that credit for houses or apartment or whatever. So what are ways that banks and credit card companies can alleviate that fear?
Well, fear is a good, healthy emotion to have about credit cards. It's really not up to the banks and the credit card companies it's up to the student to educate themselves before they get the card, to be sure that they understand terms and conditions and are prepared to handle credit.
Okay. What are ways that people can keep good credit or good, healthy credit history?
The best way to keep good credit history is to always pay your bills on time, not take on more credit than you can handle. You should not have to pay out more than 50% of your income on credit debt if you can possibly avoid doing so. So it's really important to keep control over your credit and paying your bills on time.
Okay. Now, why should nations or schools across the nation get people like you to come on campus and talk to students about credit cards and debt?
The earlier we have the opportunity to speak to students and educate them about things like what questions to ask regarding credit that they're getting or how that credit's going to affect them ultimately, the better chance we have of keeping them from getting in trouble in the first place. So it's very important that they get educated as early as possible.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
College students looking for a good paying job that will work around their school schedule might want to apply with the U.S. Corps of Engineers. Shantae Coleman reports.
Most college students are either working or looking for a job. With the book prices and parking permits going up, having extra cash is always nice. The U.S. Corps of Engineers has a work-study program that is specifically for college students. Equal Employment Opportunity Director Robert Liddy explains that the work-study program at the Corps is a great benefit for students looking to make nice cash while in school.
There are a couple of different hiring programs for students. One is the stay-in-school program, which allows students to work up, not quite to full-time capacity, but performing essential work in various departments, most of it clerical and routine, but if they have some clerical skills, they can make a pretty good wage, and it's only during the time that they're in school, so they have to be continuously registered for school. So if they dropped out for a semester, we might have to take a look and reevaluate whether we can continue to employ them.
Not only does this work-study provide a chance for students to make more than minimum wage, it also helps them to build their resumes for the future. Information specialist Derek Johnson says that having experience working with the government is a great benefit.
As far as permanent jobs, which some of them have retired. That started as interns or stay in schools. They go from stay in schools to interns, or from stay in schools to a permanent position, and wind up staying here and retiring, wind up running a department, getting all of those experience, able to furnish their housing, education for their kids, and so forth, and leave with a good retirement package.
There are 2 different types of programs that students can get involved in at the Corps. Information Management Assistant and full-time UNN student Jennifer Littard says that depending on what program you want to be involved in, it may possibly lead to a permanent job after graduation.
A SCEP or a STEP. A SCEP is Student Career Employment Program, where you're going towards your degree and they'll put you in a spot here that helps you go towards your degree. Like if you're going into engineering, they'll put you in the engineering office.
According to Littard, the pay in the work-study program in the Corps is nice.
Incredible. There's a huge difference. The pay here is way over minimum wage. You get paid excellent here. You get, like I said, the weekends off, holidays paid.
Little also states that the Corps is very flexible with their students' work hours when it comes to making time for homework and classes.
Time, if we're bored here or, we're done with all of our work or something, we've been told that we're allowed to, do some homework just as long as all of our work is done. And if I have a test to study for, I just tell my boss that, I have a test to study for and I need a little more time, and she understands that. So, yeah, they're real understanding about that.
Students who are interested in this program can check out the Corps website at www.usace.army.mil, Once at this page, click on Get a Job at the core. So, college students looking to make not only nice money while in college, but maybe start building their resumes as well, might want to check out this program. This is Shantae Coleman reporting.
The Scorpions are having one of their best seasons, and with their new arena, they're wanting more people to attend. Blaze Aldrich reports on the Scorpions and their season thus far.
With the new Santa Ana Stars Center Arena, the New Mexico Scorpions fans now have something more to look forward to than just a game. Rick Carden, the general manager of the Scorpions, fills us in on what's new at the arena.
Today. And so what we do have out here is we have first-rate concessions, we have top-notch seating, good sight lines, inexpensive entertainment. I mean, just all the different elements to it. And so we want to make sure the fan is comfortable when they're watching the game.
The new Scorpions Arena can fit more than 6,000 people.
Well, right now we're averaging around 3,300 a game. I mean, we're not. We have room for improvement, definitely, for that. I mean, our hope to have it by probably the end of next year is to have us over 4,000 a game.
Randy Murphy, assistant coach of the Scorpions, says the team is doing well despite the inexperienced players.
I played for the Scorpions for 3 years, and this team basically that Ray Edwards, our head coach, and myself have assembled is drastically younger than any other team I've ever been on. We've got 10 first-year players, and we only carry 18 guys.
Carden seems fascinated by the way the Scorpions are playing right now and thinks there could be great things to come.
We're in first place right now currently in our division. I see us making the playoffs for sure. And then whatever else happens after that, you never know. It's a break here or break there to see how far you go.
But despite the Scorpions' success with the new arena and the comforts that it has, the drive to the arena is a drawback.
It's a long drive for me, and I live here in Rio Rancho, and it's out in the middle of nowhere right now. But the vision of the Central Hockey League and Rio Rancho is that this is eventually going to be the downtown portion, and where everything is going to be happening here in Rio Rancho.
Scorpions fan Steven Cerna says that the drive to the game can be stressful, but there's nothing like seeing an old-fashioned, bruising hockey game.
On the way up here, the drive's pretty aggravating. I mean, you get kind of confused and, you get kind of sidetracked with all the streets and all the traffic and all that. But once you get here, it's pretty worth it, It's a great sport, and Scorpions make it a lot of fun, all the fights and all the rowdy people, Just makes it all fun and worthwhile.
With the Scorpions halfway through their season, they're hoping to add a championship to the new arena. This is Blaze Aldrich reporting.
That's it for this edition. Be sure to join us here next time for more eye-opening news around campus. I'm Cody Thomason.
And I'm Sonia Rivera. Thanks for watching.